Hello, welcome to this video. So this time we are going to implement Auth0 with Next.js. So Auth0 is an authentication tool platform that helps you to implement authentication with any language or any tool. It's super easy to set up, and today we are going to set it up with Next.js and try to use some of the features that they offer. So if you watched any of my previous videos, you might know that we built a simple application called I Am Bold. So this is a Next.js app. You can go to this repo and clone it and get it started. So basically you can do yarn and then yarn develop. So here I am running the application already. So what I'm going to do is I will show you what is the basic application is. So here inside pages in Next.js is the basic things that you have pages and you have APIs. So inside the pages you have index page and profile page. So profile page is a protected page, so user has to log in to visit this profile page. So I pronounce a bit weirdly. Anyway, so if you go to homepage, you see this login page, and if you try to go to profile page, it will redirect back to the login page. So basically for this we used in previous videos some other tool called magic link. So it's magic.link. And if you want to watch this video, you can check out my previous videos. So basically if you try to log in here, there will be a pop-up. So basically this is coming from magic link. It's not working right now because my API keys are removed. So now today we are not focusing on magic link, we are focusing on Auth0. So basically what I'm going to do, that we already have login with email. So what we are going to do, implement a button, login with username and password, or login using social Gmail account or any other social account. So let's go to first on Auth0 website. So basically just search for Auth0. You will end up going to auth0.com and click on sign up. I already signed up, but it's a very new account. So you just need to create application first. So basically this is how it looks like. Just go to applications. And by default you already have an application there, but for this let's create a simple application. So then you need the regular web application for Next.js. Click create. So when after creating your account, your application, you get this nice starter guide. So basically you can also search for Next.js, and if you click here you have a step-by-step guide. So basically for this video I'm just following up this step-by-step guide. And so what you have to do is, now you have the application, and now I'm going to use a package called Next.js Auth0. So this is from Auth0. This is official package for Next.js. Let's follow the guide that they give. So first thing, you have to install Auth0 Next.js package. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to use yarn to install this. Alright, we installed the package. If you scroll down, you need some secrets. If you go back to the code base, there is .environment variable, .environment file, and we in the previous video we added some environment variables that for magic link. Let's go ahead and copy paste these variables here. So I'm going to update one by one. So Auth0 secret is long random value. So they had this to, this is not the perfect solution, but you can use this for now to generate a random value. So if you copy paste this and you get this value, if I go back to my code, this, so base URL, I'm gonna keep this localhost because our app is running under localhost 3000. Your base URL is, you can get it from Auth0 if you go to application. This is the domain, as this is a domain that they generated for you, and client ID. You can get client secret also. Alright, I updated all the environment variables. Now we can go to the next step. Next step here is, let's start the app again. Yes. And here you need to create a file inside API folder. So if I go here, so file is called Auth0.js. So I'm using TypeScript, so I'm going to use, no, actually I forgot, I'm using JavaScript, so I'm going to use Auth0.js file and just gonna copy paste this. So basically this is a API route that if you go to our app 3000/API/auth and anything here, this comes to this API. So for example, they have multiple routes in there, so login and sign up. No, they don't have sign up. Login and callback is the main two APIs. So right now I don't see anything. Yeah, so we created this. In the future, if you want to add something before callback, if you need to pass something to the Auth0, you can use inside this handle out function, you can pass some other parameters. Right now we don't have to pass any parameters, so I'm going to go to the next one. So basically here what they're saying is that, yeah, you can go to the Auth0 login, callback, logout, me. And so one thing we need to do is go under app.js and import Auth0 user provider, and you need to wrap our app around this. If you go back to the app, it's still working, and then finally we can add a login button, login and logout button. So if you go to index page, so I am going to add here, so login, here we have a button, login to find something to do, text, and I'm gonna add another text. So I have login with password or login with just email. What I am going to do is, I'm going to reduce the font size first, and going back here, and you need to import this use user. So we have two use users. One use user is coming from, we are getting this, we need this for magic link, so this might be confusing or conflicting. So as we can change this to something else, as get user, and application still works. So we can use user here for Auth0. We can still also keep error messages up there. And then at the end we can add a login button, login with password. So it is recommended to use next link, but for now, for this tutorial, we can use this just normal link. So I'm going to use text underline, add underline here, change the text color. So let's see if everything works. This should go to Auth0 login page. Nothing went well. So as one web address for localhost 3000. Let's see what is going on here. So if you go to boring, it works. So okay, you need to create a folder called Auth and then move this inside Auth. That this happens. So if I go back to the app now and click on the login password, it redirects me to the Auth0 app. So this, when we go to the callback URL, it says the provider redirect URL is not in the list, callback URL. So what we have to do is you go to the application and settings. You can update the logo and stuff. And application login URL, allowed callback URL, allowed. So this is what you need to do. So you need to do allowed callback URLs, you can add localhost 3000. If you still get some errors, you can add calls, also allowed calls, allowed origins. So for now I'm gonna keep this only and then save the settings, go back to app and click redirect URI. Redirect. So if you go back to the Next.js documentation, it's application URI settings page, allowed callback. Okay, so in the callback you need to add this one here, payout logout URLs. You just have to add this one. Now I save the changes and go back to the application, click here. I'm going to the Auth0, so I can connect my Google account or just it shows errors and stuff. So actually I have to click sign up first. So ask for me to authorize, and then you redirect back to the home page. So now I can go to API/auth profile. Yeah, if you go auth.me, you can see your information, that your nickname, name, and your profile picture. So I'm going to log out now. Going back to home page. So this is the hosted page from login page from Auth0. So you can update this if you go to branding here, branding, universal logins. Yeah, you can set a primary color and background colors and whatever you like here. And apart from that, if you want to customize more, you can just go to the login page and enable customize login page, and then you get this HTML page that you can use to update it. So they use something called lock, so you can use the lock to customize the template, the universal page. Otherwise you can also use just HTML and CSS. So I just changed some stuff. If you refresh, yeah, you see the changes that I made now. Apart from that, if you go to authentications, right now we have the database, username, password, and authentication, and this is going to save everything inside the user management. You will see my email, so you can go here inside the user, and if you have some information here, you can also add some metadata when you register, or you can also go to raw.json and you can get more information in a JSON format. And if you go to database, so here you can also connect your own database, MySQL or MongoDB, and you can click the custom database here. You can use your own database. And also another thing, you can use a username. So right now I'm not asking for a username when you log in. If you click here and go back, and so you can use sign up and username and email address. Yeah, so these are some things that you can do. So if you go to social, there is a few things you can do. You can create connections. So Google, Gmail, Facebook, Apple, GitHub. It's super easy if you want to use any of these. So basically you just have to create a GitHub application and then give the client ID and the client secret here, and then you have the GitHub login already. So it took us like 5 minutes to set up the whole thing. So that's why Auth0 is really handy to if you need something to get really fast. And apart from this, they also have actions, that something that in between you can do something. You can do something before the registration, after the registration. If you want to send an API call to backend and you can add more data, you can do with the actions. We can dive deep into this later. And so right now what I am going to do is going back. One more thing I want to do, the security. You can also use reCAPTCHA and other bot detection stuff here. So you can enable reCAPTCHA and other stuff here. What else? Yeah, then they have also multi-factor authentication, so you can have SMS verification or email verification. So there are so many features there. So now what I'm going to do is, now I'm on index page, and what I want to do is, if I go to profile page, I want to stay on the profile page, or otherwise if I want to show this on the profile page only if I'm logged in. Right now if I go to profile page, I commented this out, and right now if I uncomment this redirect part, that this is coming from the magic authentication. So right now I'm going to completely ignore that, and if I go to profile page, this is public. So for example, if I log in with incognito, you can still see this. So what I want to do is, if I'm logged in with Auth0, then I'm gonna show this, otherwise I'm not gonna show this. So what I have to do is I have to import the user. So the main problem is we have user here already, so I'm going to keep this again as get user and change it, and I'm going to home page and copy user from Auth0 and import all of this. So we need to remove this because I am not using that. So what I'm going to do here, so you need to do an if condition here to before the render, if user is available, and I'm going to show this. Otherwise, if error or loading, I need to show another error message or just say loading. Yeah, now if I go to profile, I can see this. If I go from incognito, I can't see it because I'm not logged in. So basically should be able to implement this redirect here. So let me see. So if I do console log here, user, if I inspect, I have user object. If I go here I don't have the user object, so it says unauthenticated, so it's not even going to render anything. So yeah, basically this is the basics of Auth0. So now you basically implemented login with Auth0. So let me show you again. If I go to index page, if I try to log out, API out log out, this will redirect log out from the Auth0. So if I go back to profile page, I don't see anything. And if I go back here and try to log in and with my username and password, let me grab my user quickly. And click login. I need to reset my password. You can do it here, clicking action. Alright, now I logged in and I'm going back to home page. If I go to profile, I am seeing the profile. So yeah, from next video we can redirect if user already logged in. We can redirect to the profile page and redirect back to the home page if user not logged in. So for now, that's it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.